You can't go out playing golf having fun.
Fun. Senor, you have obviously never played wing foot.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
You've got to be kidding me, Vegas. Monday night. There's my picks for this week. Now, if you want next week's picks, I can give you those by Friday.
What's going on, sports fans? Welcome to the final edition of the Wingfoot Locks for this season. We've got the big game prop picks for you. Greg Hoyle hates that I'm saying the big game. He wants to call it by his real name. He didn't realize we were being censored here. This is America after all. How you doing, Greg?
Another example of the man trying to regulate us, Joe.
I don't understand why they're sticking it to us so much, but it's okay. We were looking up how to say words in Spanish before this just to make it street legal, as they like to say.
If there are two things that Greg doesn't like, it's being censored about saying super tazón and frozen vegetable medley. Those are my two big bugaboos.
Yes. Close third is onions. Very close third. Hey,
I think there are probably some onions in that vegetable medley anyway.
It's good that we open this up with food because Chris Portente tells me that he likes to go to his gut for a lot of these prop picks during the Super Bowl. And boy, he has a smorgasbord of them for you. We've got 20 prop picks that we're going to run down. Chris has put 16 of them up on the Instagram page. You can check them out and follow along if you want as we do this here, but we're going to run them down for you. And we've got 4 other picks that we are going to kind of say where we would lie on this one. If you're unfamiliar with what might be going on, because Greg was a little concerned about all or lack thereof when it comes to the hype that has been going on for the big game this year.
Super Tazón.
For the big game this year. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the GOAT Tom Brady, hosting for the first time in NFL history. The home team is actually the home team as Brady and the Bucs host the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I got to know right now, Greg, how excited are you for the game? Just overall.
We do on a scale of 0 to 10?
Yeah, obviously.
I'm going to give it about a 2.5.
That's it? 2.5 units?
Yeah. Great matchup. Should be excited. Just not.
Not. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what's going on.
Hopefully, by the time we get to Sunday, that'll change. So since we've got 20 props that we're going to run down for you here, we got to hit the road, and we're going to get on this. Again, you can follow along. I'm going to start at the very beginning here, the coin toss. And I will tell you Chris Portente's theory on this as to why he likes it. He is going with with tails at even money on the coin toss. And the reason for this is because
I think we're going to need a good 5 minutes to unravel this.
No. This is very simple. If you look at these coins, they tend to be decorated and ceremonial. They are not your typical quarter with George Washington and an eagle or a state on the other side of it. And so he's all about looking at the coin, deciding which side looks a little bit heavier, and hope that the odds swing in your favor. And so for that reason, he decides that heads is a little heavier this side. It's a little more ornate, perhaps. That's going to land down. And so that's why he's going with tails. And we got a comment here. Jack Carney says he's got $10 on tails. I love it. Right off the bat.
I'm going to go with some next level analysis here. I give Chris a 50% chance of being right.
I love it.
Tails
never fails. That's why I'm going to go with tails.
I think there should be a trademark infringement or some sort of fine for using that little rhyme.
Well, I'm sorry, but I need some justification as to why I'm going to go with this. So I've got that and nothing else.
Okay, we're off the rails.
We're going to the next one here. Shortest touchdown under 1.5 yards in this. And here's Chris's theory. Chris's theory on this one is that, one, the Chiefs have gotten down into the red zone and have used this read option a little bit with Patrick Mahomes. And also, we know about Tom Brady's ability to sneak it in, right? One of the best quarterback sneakers. If you need a yard, Tom Brady is pretty good at hurrying up and getting that. His belief is that at some point there will be a pass interference in the end zone called, and that leads to the 1-yard touchdown. We also know Mike Evans is pretty good at those 1-yard touchdown receptions there. So he's going under 1.5, laying a little bit of money there, minus 145. Go ahead, Greg. Yay or nay?
So my only thing would be on the PI, because they tend to swallow the whistle a little bit in this game. So I would think if you're doing it, you've got to be. I like the short yardage, right? You got the little shovel pass to Kelsey that they always run, right? From the 1 and the 2, and he sneaks in there, right? If somebody gets to the 1-yard line, they're scoring, right? So from that side of things, I wouldn't go against it. I just don't think there's going to be PI in the end zone. That's my only.
Well, the trick with this is always then getting to the 1, right? Because you can't get in. That you need that big play where somebody's going to get tackled on the 1. We're going to go to a review. Are they going to get out of bounds? That's the best part about this. It's not hard getting in from the 1. The hard part is getting on the 1. It's kind of like that's the hard part of this wager.
Maybe they fumble it and the other team gets the ball.
There you go. You never know. You never know how it's going to happen. So, are you with them, though? Are you going? Do you like that? Do you think at some point in this game there will be a touchdown under 1.5 yards?
I have to make official picks because
Yes.
I said I'm grading myself off of this.
Yes.
So I'm going to agree.
Agree.
Yes.
All right. So we're 2 for 2 in agreement here. All right. The next thing, the team that scores last wins. And I think he's going back to Super Bowl history, and most of Tom Brady's wins here being, this isn't going to be a big game differential one way or the other. And right now the line is Chiefs -3. So it is expected to be a close game. So the idea is that team with the ball last, or, well, not necessarily. I think he thinks team with the ball last. And I'm speaking for Chris. He sent me a rundown of everything here. So I'm trying to remember here. I think he believes team with the ball last wins. Brady getting a field goal, leading them down the field. Mahomes, either way, if we're going back and forth. And so he's got team that scores last wins.
I'm way against that. There's no way that that's going to happen. The team that scores last will not win.
Way against it.
Way against it.
All right. All right.
See, I think there's going to be some lopsided scoring in the game. So I think there might be a little bit of garbage time.
Wow. That might be a little bit of a preview as to who Greg likes in this game. We'll get to that at the end.
Funny because I don't know who I would say that would actually pull out the other team.
Wait, say that again?
I think there could be lopsided scoring, but I couldn't tell you which side is going to love to score who.
Oh, my goodness. We're off to a stellar start for the big game special here. Next one, and I know that Chris really likes these, and he sprinkles them in throughout the season. A defensive or special teams touchdown in this one. He's going yes at plus 200.
What's the no? What do you got to lay on that?
I believe it was minus.
It's got to be like 3. No way.
Let me see. No touchdown scored. Well, you think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to go no. No defensive touchdown score. We were talking before. I like the Honey Badger getting himself a nice little interception, but I don't like a score on that. So I'm going to go against our boy there for that as far as interceptions. I'm sorry, for scores. But I do like, is he selecting, is it on here? I like Brady to throw an interception.
You like Brady to throw an interception. He
Yeah.
actually, so, all right, so we'll go out of order. Brady to throw a pick is Greg's official pick.
So
What?
reason for that being is like, I don't think all interceptions are going to be created equal, right? So like everyone was like, Tom Brady threw 3 interceptions in XYZ game, right? But like when you're throwing an interception 45 yards down the field, it's a punt.
It's a punt.
I mean, so like he's going to put the ball up there, see if this guy can grab it. If not, no big deal. So I don't know.
So you think Brady's going to throw a pick that's really a punt, is what you're saying?
Sure.
Which is just as good. All right. Well, no, Chris. So Chris does not like Tom Brady to throw a pick. But how about this? He has 2 prop bets that aren't on the Instagram page. He likes Mahomes to throw an interception. But not only does he like Mahomes to throw an interception, he likes Mahomes to throw an interception before he throws a touchdown. So
Yeah, I'm reading that now.
Mahomes, wait, say that again?
I'm reading that now.
Mahomes to throw an interception is plus 130. Mahomes to throw an interception before he throws a touchdown is plus 300. And I say, why not just knock out all 3 together? If you think Brady's throwing a pick, he thinks Mahomes is throwing a pick, then why not get the defensive score off of one of those? And you've got Mahomes and Brady throwing picks, and you get your defensive score in there. I think that the likelihood of a defensive score in this game is mind-boggling to me. I can't see any way that there should be a defensive score in this one. But I think that there could be a special team score in this one. And for that reason, right, I think that I'm going to go with a defensive / special team score. If I could pick the special team side of it and get even better odds, I'll look into that. I'll put a $5 bill on that one.
Kind of like how after that special teams faux pas there against the Bills,
Yeah,
they got Hardman back in the game. Wasn't on that end around or the screen pass, and they got his head out of his ass and really kind of forced the ball to him.
Which was this?
This was when they were playing the Bills.
Uh-huh.
The Chiefs versus the Bills, and he fumbled the punt return.
Oh yeah. And then they went
the
right
Bills
back to him. Yeah.
Right. Then they went right back to him, got him a nice like 40, 50-yard chunk. I just like when they do that type of stuff.
And then I think he scored a touchdown in there too. So he made up for it. He made up for it.
Yeah. I like when they do it. If I were coaching it, I'd put his ass on the bench. But I like when they do it. So it's just
right. So instead of instilling confidence in your guy and saying we're coming right back to you, you would say, "You're done, kid. You're no good to me."
yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
is that from the management coach that you learned that?
I'm following suit with my favorite franchise here, and instead of keeping around good players and building confidence in them, I'm just gonna throw them into the ground and then trade them away.
Oh, okay. That would be the Philadelphia Eagles that you're running this
Sad.
after. Got it. Just wanted to make sure. On to the next one here. The next one is, will there be a score in the last 3.5 minutes of the game? Chris says yes. 3.5 minutes is an eternity at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm good with the yes on that as well.
We'll lay 165 on that. All right, so we're in agreement there. That's 3. The next one, we're going to look at this. Bucks first touchdown, any other than pass. So that means it can be a run or it can be a special teams or defensive touchdown. Plus 150. He says they're not passing it in. Now, you like Mike Evans from the 1. But is that going to be the first score for him?
So I'm going to take the opposite. I would say Bucks first touchdown is a pass.
Okay. I don't know what you're going to have to lay on that. That one I got to check.
some sort of monetary value.
Yes, obviously. You check that one
Hey,
out.
but it's the Super Tazone, so
I love it.
empty your pockets. I can't check it out, Joe, because, and I'll tell you how frustrating this is. I don't know how your prompts are selected. I have to click. Do you have to click? I think there's 57 different boxes
Yes.
that I would have to click here. This is maddening. I'm not doing this. I'm not going through all of these to figure out what's where and who's what. Like, this is ridiculous. I gotta click 50 boxes to unlock all these events.
So you're saying they got to make this easier?
Yes. I want to be able to say when I need, like, Siri for gambling.
Ooh. Wow. You might have just come up with a fantastic thing. Wow.
Siri,
that might
give
be
me
the
live
smartest
odds.
thing that's ever been said on this podcast.
Yeah, today's podcast, I was, I wasn't planning on making any good points. But
Say that one more time.
I said I wasn't planning on making any good points on today's podcast, but
Well, until that you were
can't
right on.
stop me.
Until that you were right on track. So, so there you go. You had to go and mess it up. Oh man, let's move on. So the score in the last 3.5 minutes.
Buyer beware. I took the 4 a.m. feeding of the child this morning, so if I seem a little comical here, it is.
Buyer beware, he says. Oh boy. So we're gonna fade Greg. That's what we're doing. We're fading Greg this week, and he's become slap happy. All right. The next thing to do. First touchdown other than pass, you're going opposite. First quarter under 10.5. Chris says that Tom Brady is a slow starter in Super Bowls. And
Indeed.
And, I think that bears out. I like that even more now in light of recent events and what the Chiefs have gone through. For those of you who may not know, Andy Reid's son right now is dealing with a situation, seems to have gotten into a little car accident, and a 5-year-old child, is in the hospital and is in critical condition at last check. Reid's son, also Reid, was apparently told police that he had 2 or 3 drinks before the multi-car accident. Now, I don't make light of this, but I do think that it's a little distracting, more than a little distracting here as they go into this. And I can't imagine that Andy Reid's full focus right now is on the game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs get off to a little bit of a slow start, too, in this one. And I think it's going to be hard for them just to concentrate with all of that going on. So I'm big on the under 10.5 on the first quarter as well.
Let's just role play something real quick, Joe. Ask me how many drinks I've had today.
How many drinks have you had today, Greg?
2.
You had 2?
Yes. It's not 2 or 3 because I'm not
2 to
drunk
3.
and I don't remember, and I'm not trying to minimize
I
the
just
amount.
lost your audio here, and this is a terrible time for it to go out.
Oh, no.
But I just lost your audio as you were describing this.
I'm still plugged in.
It could be on
got
my
me?
end. No, I still think I got you in all around here.
You all right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Man, this is. Please hold. I need to put up the technical difficulties music with the doo doo
Are we back?
doo.
Are we back?
I see you. I hear you. Oh, it's all right. Thank you for verifying that, Jack. Oh my goodness. It is on my end because apparently they still have you on the audience there. So I am the one who is I'm going to do this. All right, go ahead, Greg.
Well, I've
I still
completely
don't
lost
hear
my
you.
train of
This
thought.
is not good. I don't know why I lost you. Try one more time.
Here, let me
No,
take
it's not on your
the
end because the people are telling me that they can hear you, who are watching out there, but I can't.
All right. Well, listen, everyone that's still listening, I'm the only one you need to hear anyway. So if Joe still can't hear me, we're all good. He'll get this joke later, and you can chatter this out at him. But the point is, and it's not a laughing matter, right? But when you give a range of how many drinks you've had, is because you're trying to minimize the amount of what you're doing, right? So when I tell somebody, yeah, I drink twice a week, right? That's me trying to, no, I'm sorry, I just messed up. 1 or 2 times a week is when I drink, right? Really means 3 or 4, and I'm trying to chop that. It gives you a definitive answer. It's going to be more 2. Hey, how many days a week do you drink? Friday and Sunday, 2, right? You say 2 to 3, it could be 5 to 7, right? So there's some in the read camp. Joe's going to read a lot more than I am because I'm not on it. You're good, Joe. That sounds funky. Joe is still buffering. So what I will do while Joe is trying to figure out the situation is go into the selections that Chris has. Anytime you want to jump back here, Joe, you just let me know. But I'm going to grab the Brady rush yards over 1.5. Chris has in there. I'm going to take the under on that, actually. So Chris is going to go over 1.5. I don't like him to get over that. One of the reasons, and I think this was last year that it became pretty popular, that if Tampa and the Bucks do win, by the way, Brady's going to have to do some kneel downs at the end of the game, and that's like there. So you're basically saying that he's going to have like 8 yards heading into that. I don't like to have that type of buffer there if indeed they're going to win the game. And then if not, then obviously you're going to play the other side, but it's not like Brady's known for running the ball. So that's going to be my opposition to Chris's pick. Are you catching me any, Joe? All right, Joe, maybe I'll chat here. Joe, I'm going to try and create a signal for you. Well-oiled machine here, folks. This could be more difficult than it sounds. I'm trying to create a pattern of me talk versus Joe talk, but I'm realizing if he can't hear what I'm saying, he can't respond to me.
I got you now. I just in time.
I was going to try and create a thumbs up and thumbs down signal, and then I also realized that would be pretty ridiculous because I would be able to hear you, but you could not respond and coordinate with me.
All right.
So I just stole the Brady, and I took the under 1.5 rush yards, Joe.
Okay.
And then I just explained how when somebody describes that they've had 2 or 3 drinks, they've really amplified that by significantly more than that, because if you're fine with saying the amount of drinks that you had, you know how many drinks you had.
Exactly.
It was called Hop Plow. They had these cute little names for like snowy names. So I had 2 Hop Plows because I tried the 2-hour delay and I didn't like it. It was a little piney.
I feel like you just ran a 2-hour delay for us right there. I was pretty impressed with
Yeah,
the way you just took the reins there.
I almost started juggling for a minute there.
It's a variety show now. All right. So Brady rush yards, you're going under 1.5. I missed the reason why.
Because if Tampa is winning, you're going to have some kneel downs at the end of the game, and that was the epic. I think it was last year. Mahomes had all those rushing yards, and for those that got in late, he did like those long rushes back.
Yeah.
Brady's not going to have a ton of rushing yards, so if they're winning and he's got to do 3 kneel downs, you're going -6 right there, right? And if he has no rushing yards, I don't see where he's going to get. And if he's scoring the less than 1.5 yard touchdown for them, it's just 1 yard.
You know, I love your logic, man. I'm actually gonna go with you on this one. I think that's sound, especially based on Chris's reasoning. I think that quarterback sneak is a big thing, but you're either gonna get that 1 yard touchdown run or you're gonna get those 2 yards. I don't think you're getting both in this one. I think that's good reasoning. Okay, so first touchdown scored. Now this goes back a little bit for Chris here. He's got 3 options for the Bucs: Scotty Miller at +1,200, Cameron Brate at +800, and Tom Brady at he's got him at +1,300 here. Obviously, Brady he talked about with the quarterback sneak. Cameron Brate has been an option for him for a while. I know he's really liked Brate in the red zone for the Bucs, and I think he ended up scoring one of the touchdowns for the Bucs against the Packers in there. And then, obviously, Scotty Miller had that touchdown right before the half against the Packers as well. Listen, I think there are some good odds out there on Rob Gronkowski now. I think he's getting about 800. And wouldn't it be great? Don't you think Brady wants to feed his buddy, Gronk, in the red zone maybe, and get him one at +800? I want to know what he is as an anytime touchdown scorer. Might be worth looking at that to sprinkle a little bit on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up here.
Right now you're looking up the anytime touchdown scorer odds?
Yeah.
So I had the anytime here. Stand by 1 sec. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to go through 54 different check marks here in order to unleash these. So I found it interesting because the last game was, I mean, Gronk didn't even seem to be a part of the game plan.
No.
Okay.
Except blocking, actually, he's been more blocking for these running backs, which has been very interesting. And I actually think that sets him up nicely here on a red zone off a little play action. You know, you play action run, bring him in, they think it's run, and then you toss it to him.
So that he actually has the worst odds. And by worst, I mean you get
the most money.
No.
Oh, he's a favorite.
The least money. He's the second favorite behind Ronald Jones
to score the first touchdown. That's interesting.
No, it's all wrong. See, this is all jacked up. This is all jacked up the way that this is done. This is stupid. Never mind. I take it back. He's down there. I got no action on Gronk.
What is he at?
+170.
+170?
Mm-hmm.
That's for anytime touchdown.
Yep. Anytime touchdown.
Anytime touchdown. Not the first touchdown. Mike Evans is +900. That's the first touchdown of the game, not for the team touchdown. So, I think that could be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
If you like Evans to score the first touchdown there, Cameron Brate +2,200, Rob Gronkowski +1,800 for first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I'd go with Evans over either one of those guys. The issue is I'd rather go with them for the first Tampa Bay touchdown.
You would rather go with Evans for the first Tampa Bay touchdown.
Yeah, because of just like what you mentioned, that Brady's a slow starter. So I'd go in any Tampa Bay anything as the first touchdown scored. I just, off of principle, I don't want to do it.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And again, I mean, if you're thinking that both of these teams are going to get off to slower starts, then that makes sense for you. And then for the Chiefs' first touchdown scored, Chris is taking a flyer on Patrick Mahomes at +1,000.
It's going to scamper in there.
10-1 odds. Listen, I said earlier, they've been doing that that read option down by the goal line if they get down there with Mahomes. So I think that is interesting. But I can't just, with all the weapons on that team, I can't see him being the first one. That's going to happen on the first touchdown when they get down there. Let's see. Prop bets for Super Bowl. First team touchdown. Why can't I find this right now?
Because there's 54 different boxes for you to go into.
Oh, my goodness.
Hate it.
Hold on one sec here. See if you can find it. I give up there. I'm going to move on to the next one here. So wait, are we with? I am not with him on Mahomes scoring the first touchdown at plus 1,000
No.
for the Chiefs. If I have to go Chiefs first touchdown, I'm going with Tyreek Hill to get the first touchdown. I believe he was plus. See, now I've got them all mixed up here. This is not.
Is this the same Williams that went bonkers in the Super Bowl last year?
Yes, it is.
I'll take that guy.
Yeah, and they're
I
talking
don't know
about
if it's
whether or not
Damien, Darrell.
Damien. They're talking about whether or not Clyde Edwards-Helaire is even going to get a lot of carries here because of his lack of experience, and also pass protection is interesting if he's going to be on the field for some of these spots here. So that's something worth paying attention to. All right, next one. Last score of the game, defense, special teams, plus 3,500. So I got to look at this here. I can't imagine. So field goal's not going to fall underneath this. Right? Field goal is going to be its own separate category. It's at plus 3,500. So I know that Chris was inspired by the last time the Tampa Bay Bucks were in the Super Bowl. I believe Derek Brooks, he said, took one back. And he's going with the deja vu theory for this one, that it's going to happen again for the Buccaneers. But that is, I mean, look, they're paying you a hefty price for it. Not the one I would take a flyer on. I'd rather pick two more touchdown scorers, I feel like, for the first touchdown of the game. What are your thoughts there? I see you biting your nail.
No, I would agree with you. I'm just not trying to predict the last score of the game. It being, I don't think there's going to be a defensive or special teams touchdown in the game.
Right. So there you go. So that one's easy for you.
My answer is clear.
Field goals under 3.5. I really like the field goals under 3.5 in this one. So I think that these teams are not going to be kicking field goals because I think if you're the Bucks, you can't kick the field goals because you're too worried about the high-powered offense of the Chiefs. I think if you're the Chiefs, they just have shown that they're not going to kick field goals. Now, I can't remember. Did they miss an extra point? The first game they played was 27-24, right? Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a missed extra point in that one? Or were there exactly 3 field goals kicked?
Give me a second.
Okay. Because this is one I think I really like a lot. And under 3.5 field goals is plus 135. Not to mention, I feel like we've seen a ton of missed field goals this postseason, surprisingly. I know we've had some weather issues to deal with, obviously, in some of those games. But I think this could be really, really interesting. Under 3.5 field goals at plus 135.
So there were three. There were 3 in the first game. Suck up. 2 by Butker in the first half.
I'm in on that one. All right.
Because the issue, right, is that end of the first half. So, like, Butker kicked his with 18 seconds left in the first half, right? So, like, that's where you have one of those where if they're not scoring the touchdown or if there's still 45 seconds left, you still have that blitz I always just try and account for one field goal at the end of the first half into any sort of selection there.
One field goal. Yeah, and I think you got to think about one field goal at the end of the game, too.
Yeah.
So those are
Trying
the
to
two.
get it back to a one-score game or whatnot.
Or to win it.
Yeah.
So those are the two that I'm thinking of. Before
That
the
would be
half-
swell.
Huh?
If a field goal decides this game,
Woo.
that'd be swell.
I mean, it's happened plenty of times with Brady before, right?
Yeah.
That's the way he won his first one. And a couple.
Terrific.
Yeah. All right. So
I got to get on board, man. I'd love me some Tom Brady. I got to get on board and put my rooting cap on.
I've been trying to tell you, man. It's you still got a day and a half. You got a day and a half before you really need to do that. Almost 2 full days.
To amplify my enthusiasm.
Obviously, yes. It's your little guy's first Super Bowl. I mean, you got to show him how to do it right?
He's totally gonna crap his pants in the middle of a big play, and I'm gonna have to go change him.
Just don't spike him, okay? That's the one rule. Don't spike him. No Gronk spikes.
That will not happen.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear it. All right, so the next one we have here is Cameron Brate to score any touchdown, a touchdown anytime during the game. It's paying plus 350 in this. Man, he's been getting some targets down there in the red zone, Brate.
I'd rather have his scoring a touch. I'd rather have him at plus 350 than Gronk at plus 170.
I would agree with that.
I mean, you're getting twice the odds, and he's been a red zone threat, and they've been peppering him as well. So that'd be great if Gronk can get one, but I just think it's more realistic that Brate gets one, and you're getting way better odds. You're getting twice as much.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. All right, so we're on board. Cameron Brate plus 350 to score a touchdown. All right, and then the last one he's got here, Scotty Miller's first reception over 9.5 yards. I don't know the logic to this one, but I don't
This
think
implies Scotty Miller is going to have a catch.
that does imply. Yes, that is part of it.
Do we know if Brown is playing yet?
Questionable.
That's a very big question for me in this, because I think that means a decent amount.
Watkins and Brown, both questionable. Sammy Watkins, Antonio Brown for this one. One of the things I really like about this, man, is so I think you have to, when it comes to these prop bets, right, you have to have an idea of what you think how you think the game is going to play out. I think that Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are going to have monster days. I think they're going to get him the ball, and I think they are going to pick at those corners there. They are known to jump routes, especially Marcus Peters. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some big plays over there. So I think there's just not enough balls to go around, and I also think that he'll be checking it down. Brady will try for those longer balls. If they're not there, then he'll be checking it down to the running backs and tight ends. So I would actually go under here because I don't see Scotty Miller, and it's also you're not getting great odds on this at minus 115. Scotty Miller's yards per catch for the season. Go ahead. What do you got before I go there?
I got to do math on this here.
Go ahead.
33.
Chalk it out.
33 divided by 501. Or 501 divided by 33.
What are you doing here?
15.18.
Sorry?
15.18.
Is his average yards per catch.
Yeah. So I think those are crap. My beef with this is those are crap odds at minus 115.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But based on this data, you're getting basically 5.5 yards on that. So I think it's the only selection. If you don't do the under.
Right.
Like I just would not touch the under. I don't know what the heck it is, because there was only one game. This is pretty funny. There's only one game where he didn't get a catch. And then there was like another smattering of like 4 or 5 games where he got like one catch for 4 yards. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, he was averaging 15 yards per game, and in like 66% of the games this year, I would think even if he had that one catch, like I'm looking at a couple of these other ones, it was like 12 yards, 15 yards. So for the most part, it's hard to tell, like when he's got 2 catches for 39 yards and his long was 36, that means one of them was 36 yards and one of them was 3, or I think it was 39 and his long was I don't even know. So it's you got to go with Chris's selection there because the value's there. But that is just, you can't you see Scotty Miller just. I really want Brown to be playing for. You know what? I'm in. If Brown's out, then great. If Brown's playing, little Scotty Miller's going to scamper down. He might run 5 routes per the game, but I bet one of those 5 he's going to be wide open, and he's going to hit him.
But is that his first catch? It needs to be his first route.
It's gonna be his only freaking catch. Let's get that straight.
Right.
Dude's gonna have one
catch for 10 yards.
What are his receptions for the game? That's what I want to go with. Can I get the under 1.5?
1 catch for 10 yards for Scotty Miller, Greg Hoyle is saying. But that's all you need.
Yep. That'll get it done.
Now, my favorite prop pick in this game is over 26.5 yards as the long reception for Tyreek Hill. He's done that in, I believe, 9 games this season. He doesn't have to catch the ball downfield, as we've seen, to get those 26.5 yards on one play. They were running screens for him last week, and he was turning them into huge gains. He had a big game against the Bucs the first time they played, and I think he's the toughest guy out there on the field for the Bucs to guard. This could happen on a pop pass where he's doing a sweep and, Mahomes just pops it up 1 yard in front of him, and that's how he could get his 26.5 yards because that's what Tyreek Hill does, the cheetah out there. And then, of course, he's talking about how Patrick Mahomes is throwing dots in practice as though he doesn't always throw dots in practice. So I think he's trying to butter up the quarterback to get a few more targets in here before the Super Bowl. And I think he is going to be the biggest challenge for that Tampa Bay Bucs defense. And so I'll go over 26.5 yards for Tyreek Hill's longest catch. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
Not going to argue with you.
All right. So listen, I'm not going to recap all of these that we've just run through because there are
Please
so many
don't.
of them. Go ahead and check out the Wingfoot Locks Instagram page at Wingfoot Sports. And Chris has them all there for you to run down and check out. And then I have to leave you with a pick on the game. Right now, the Chiefs are laying 3 points. Do you want a shot at this, Greg, or no?
No, you got it.
All right.
Because I don't want to.
I'm flying.
Not seeing the ball well.
I'm flying solo on this one here. All right. You've got Tom Brady, the GOAT, playing in the first Super Bowl ever where the home team is actually at home. He left Bill Belichick. He's got his boy Gronk. Getting to the Super Bowl is not something that you can do every year. Okay? Even for Tom Brady.
Every
other year for him, right. So which means maybe he's got one more shot after this. Maybe. Right? Although he says he's playing until he's past 45. Throw in the fact here that the Chiefs have, one, this Andy Reid son thing hanging over their head. 2, they just lost their left tackle, who is a Pro Bowler, in Eric Fisher, with a torn Achilles before this. And 3, they were trying to get haircuts before the game for more than 20 of their players, and their barber comes down with COVID. Now, listen, they're wearing helmets anyway for the game, so I mean, I don't think it affects you that much, but look good, feel good, play good. I think some of these guys aren't going to have their fades fresh and their lines tight on the biggest stage, they got to go to a new barber. Have you ever had to change barbers, Greg? Have you ever had to change barbers?
Yes, it was. I had PTSD for months.
Oh man, you know what that's like. So either one of two things happen: you go get your hair cut with another barber, and that's a scary thing. And maybe you got chopped up, like, I'm trying to think, Jeffrey Dahmer instead of Edward Scissorhands over there.
There you go.
And
What?
Go ahead.
What is the name of the barbers from Seinfeld?
I don't know.
Luigi. Keep going.
So anyway, you bring all of these factors together, throw in the fact that the Bucks have one of the best fronts in the league. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to feel a little bit of pressure. I think their linebackers are going to be able to stay with Travis Kelce a little bit and limit him a little bit. I think Tyreek Hill is the one wild card you got to watch out for them. I still think he can exploit some of the weaknesses on the Bucks. But when it's all said and done, I'll take Tom, the underdog Brady, getting 3 points at home.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Listen, enjoy the props. Enjoy the wings. Enjoy the spread. It's going to be a fabulous spread. It's Super Bowl Sunday. It's got to be a fabulous spread. Good luck on those Super Bowl boxes. Good luck on all the prop picks. But most of all, enjoy the game because, Greg, I know as you like to say, this is the best and worst day of the year. The final game of the season. But don't worry because we will be back next season. We will have a regular season without COVID. We'll have season total picks for you this time around. But we made it to the I said it twice. I'm not going to do 3 times. 3 strikes and I'm out. The big game, we made it through another NFL season. And god damn, it's Tom Brady and the Bucks against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Enjoy the fireworks, everybody. For one last time this season. For Chris Bertente on the Instagram. For Greg Hoyle, I'm Joe Masseri. Remember, everyone, it's not whether you win or lose. It's whether or not you cover the spread. Have a great week and a great offseason. We'll talk to you next season. Take it easy, everybody.